Honor Magic 4 Pro Review. It's been a year and a half since Huawei sold Honor, launching the former subsidiary as an independent organization. Although Honor has achieved plenty in that time, it's taken until now for it to globally launch what it considers to be a true flagship phone, the Magic 4 Pro. First unveiled at the Mobile World Congress trade show in Barcelona this February, the Magic 4 Pro is a premium piece of hardware that is intended to hold its own against the most expensive phones from Samsung, Google, and Mi. For the most part, it does. Truly powerful cameras, a great display, and excellent charging speeds make this one of the most impressive flagships around. All at a price that just undercuts a few key competitors. A lack of polish shines through, though, in consistent results with third-party chargers, fiddly software, the clunky design, and while these will be minor flaws to most, they feel more like deal-breakers on a phone that cost close to $1,000. Like many high-end Android phones, this thing is big. With a 6.81-inch display, this is similar in scale to the Pixel 6 Pro or Galaxy S22 Ultra. And at 9.2, it's actually slightly thicker than either of those, though weighs around the same, 215. This is not the phone for you if you prefer smaller handsets, or even if you regularly use your phone one-handed. The scale of it demands both hands for anything more than quickly checking an email or replying to a text. My bigger issue is simply with the obnoxiously large camera on the phone's back. The circular design here is what Honor calls the eye of Muse, and I can't say I'm a fan. How to make an enormous multi-camera module look good is a challenge tripping up the best in the industry right now, but Honor's solution is a particular eyesore. To my taste at least. When the phone was first unveiled, it was in a range of colors: cyan, gold, black, and white models with a glass rear, and an extra orange version finished in fake leather. As it stands, only the cyan and black variants are on track for an international launch as far as we know. In any case, the color probably won't matter that much. This glossy glass is such a consistent fingerprint magnet that you'll probably want to throw the phone into a case as soon as possible. You may also want to use a case, because unlike most rivals, Honor doesn't make any claim to have used Gorilla Glass to protect the phone's display or rear from cracks and scratches, so it may be a little more vulnerable to drops than most. There is, however, an I68 rating, guaranteeing top-tier protection from dust and water. There's much more to it than that, though. It's not only curved at the sides, but quad-curved, meaning the top and bottom edges are rounded too. The effect is more subtle here, though. So much so that you may not notice it at all, especially with the pre-applied screen protector on and is less about wrapping the visuals around the body and more about smoothing the edges while you swipe. The display's other tech specs are impressive. A high resolution of 1312 into 2848, a max refresh rate of 120 Hz, an LTPO tech that allows the phone to scale that responsiveness down as low as 1 Hz to save power. The peak brightness of 1000 nits is lower than some rivals, but I've had no problems at all using the phone even in direct, bright sunlight. It's also bright enough to run the phone's included HDR10 Plus support. In fact, my only real complaint about the Magic 4 Pro screen is the large pill-shaped selfie camera cutout. It takes up a lot of the phone's notification tray space and is a bit distracting. It's especially frustrating as it's not for the sake of two proper selfie cameras. The second lens is only used for depth sensing and biometrics. Personally, I'd rather have the screen space back. On audio, you won't be surprised to hear that there's no headphone jack. There are stereo speakers though, and they aren't bad, bright, and fairly punchy, but not the crispest or cleanest sound around. They'll certainly do in a pinch though. The phone is powered by the flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset, paired in my review unit with 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB storage, though in some markets the phone goes up to 12 GB RAM and 512 GB storage.